Hey there guys, and welcome back to the Two Players Podcast, episode 43. We're going to be talking about the news, games we've been playing recently, and then close out the show as usual. So first piece of news is that the SNES Classic will be plentiful, and the NES Classic will be coming back in 2018. So since they announced the SNES Classic so soon, I had a feeling that they wanted to gauge the excitement and the fandom around it. So obviously they are making as many SNES Classic units as they can, and then the NES Classic returning is a bit of a surprise to me. Nintendo is not really known for restocks unless the demand is there, like with Amiibo, so they see the demand for the NES Classic and they're bringing it back in 2018. We just don't know when.
Yeah, I mean, I love that they're bringing back the Super NES Classic because that's what I really want. But the NES Classic is it's a big surprise because I didn't expect them to actually bring it back since it was last year, right? That they
yeah, it was a last year holiday sort of ordeal.
Right. Okay. And people like that went away in like 2 seconds. So I'm glad that they're bringing it back. I mean, I'm just glad that they're restocking. Like that's great because Nintendo's not really good at that. So it's like they're allergic to money. Like I don't understand. But it's just good news overall that they're restocking. Hopefully they don't just restock it once and that's it. Like hopefully it's like a lot of waves of restocks.
Yeah, hopefully they see that the demand is still there even after the first shipment.
Yeah, because scalpers are just bad for everyone. So I'm glad that they realized that.
I think what happened was that they saw like other like plug-and-play consoles like the Atari and like the Sega Genesis ones, and they saw that those sales were pretty low. But at the same time, you're Nintendo, so you kind of have to like have an ego there and be like, we should probably make a lot of these, right? But from a business standpoint, they were like, we'll probably lose money if people don't buy these. But as you see, people are buying these in truckloads.
Yeah. Hopefully they just keep restocking because I really don't want to deal with scalpers. Like I really want the Super NES Classic. Like don't make me do something.
Hopefully they're not lying about increasing their inventory on this device.
Yeah, they seem pretty like confident that they'll have enough. So we'll see about that.
Yeah.
All right. So Star Wars Episode 9 has been directed by J.J. Abrams again, and it's going to be releasing on December 20th, like all the other Star Wars movies. And he will also be writing for Episode 9. So some people might not like this because they thought Episode 6 was too close to A New Hope, where he basically just rewrote that movie into this one, but added like a few new things to it. And I personally didn't mind it because it was a good way to reintroduce people to the universe since it's been so long since the last major Star Wars movie. So I think that was fine, and they introduced like Rey and Finn and stuff. So it was like they added new things to it, and like it wasn't too focused on the old characters. It was mostly on them. But I still didn't think it was bad. I think people were way too harsh on Force Awakens. Like mostly lately, like over time, a lot more people just started hating it for some reason. I thought it was fine. So
same.
And
I just personally found that Force Awakens is just a soft reboot, and like you said, it was a way to introduce it back to fans of Star Wars, but at the same time bring in new people like you and I, who are not the biggest Star Wars nuts, but we could still see the fandom there and appreciate what Star Wars is. And I liked Episode 6. I can't wait for Episode 7, The Last Jedi. I hope that one isn't all that bad because, people are hyping that movie up because, people treat Star Wars like a religion at times. So,
yeah, they do. Yeah.
I don't mind J.J. Abrams coming back to write and direct this Episode 9 and stuff like that. So I just had to wait and see and when it comes out. So,
yeah, I'm pretty excited.
Next piece of news is that Okami HD is coming to PlayStation 4, but is also coming to other platforms, like you said, PC, I believe.
Yes, PC. It's coming out too.
And it is coming out on December 12th, so that is very exciting. Okami is a game that I've never played before, but I've heard that it is really good. It was originally released on the PS2, then it was re-released on the Wii. Now it's coming to the current gen console and PC, so that is very awesome to see.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited. I always want to play Okami since I love Zelda games. And this is basically a Zelda game, so I'm pretty excited it's coming to PC and then like nice HD. So I'm really excited for that. I don't know if this is actually coming out the same day as the PC version. I'm not too sure, but December 12th, that's pretty good. I don't know how much it's gonna be either. Hopefully it's not.
I believe it's 40. Hopefully it's 40. $60 for a re-release would sound stupid, I would say.
Yeah, at max it would be like 40. Yeah, I don't see it being any more than that. Yeah.
Unless Capcom just is really greedy.
Yeah, hopefully not. Yeah, I mean it's Capcom, so.
Yeah.
All right, so the people from Journey really, announced a new game called Sky, and it's basically Journey in the sky. It looks very pretty, but that's about it. I'm not a big fan of these games, as it's mostly just an experience, and I'm not about that.
Yeah.
Like, if you're gonna do a walking simulator, at least give me like a good story or something, like, you know, like Life is Strange or something. I don't know. Like, just like make it like, I don't know. This isn't like, it's not enough for me, man. But it's also coming out for iOS devices, which is interesting.
Yeah, it's coming to iOS devices first. Yeah.
Yeah, which is weird, but
they have no details about other platforms right now, because I believe they have a deal with Apple, and I can't really talk about that yet.
Yeah,
so.
that's odd. Like Apple, that's a weird thing to get like exclusives to. I mean, like I don't know if that would like hinder the game more than help it, because like you can't make it look as nice on an iPhone or something. I mean,
but who knows? Who knows?
I mean, who knows? Maybe it could look extremely great on it. I don't know, but I don't know. Like I don't really know how I feel about these games. Like I know you played Journey, right?
Yeah, I've only played Journey despite me owning Flower and Flow. I've only played Journey because that's the one that gets the most attention, and it, like you said, it's a experience. It's not really a game. But Sky, it's very similar, but the concept here, if you read the article, it said that it will have multiplayer online up to 8 players worldwide. So that could be a interesting aspect and mechanic. So, and the fact that it's coming to iOS, it might hurt the game, but who knows? This game could sell like hotcakes, because I feel like a lot of people who played Journey and said that they really liked it are people who may not like games as much, or not really fond of playing video games in general. I don't know. That's just my own personal theory, but I have no proof behind it. But I'm excited to go and see where Sky goes, because it is a iOS exclusive first, despite all of their previous games being on PlayStation first, I believe. So we just have to wait and see on where this thing goes.
Yeah, I mean, it's probably going to come to PlayStation, definitely, since, all the other games are like PlayStation exclusives, I think. So.
Next piece of news, that Sonic Forces Speed Battle is coming to iOS. This is pretty much like what they did back then with like 3DS versions of like Generations and like Lost World. I guess now they're moving to iOS. So yeah, I think this is like a racing sort of ordeal in like the Sonic Runners format. You can play with 3 other friends or 3 strangers or whatever. So yeah, this just looks like a game I'm probably just going to download and then not play ever again.
Yeah, most iOS games are like that. I feel like there's very few iOS games that are actually like good games. Like usually when you say it's a good phone game or iOS game, it's like that's what it is. Like it's not a good game at all. It's just good for the phone. Mm-hmm. So this is probably gonna be the same way, like Fire Emblem Heroes and stuff. But
yeah,
I don't know. Like it's just like it's a runner basically. Like
yeah, pretty much.
I know
nice, I know that the Telltale games run well on like mobile, because it's sort of like a point and click. You don't really need all that many, I guess, like mechanics to really play the game or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, you must just like click and move. So
yeah, so
certain games work on iOS. I know Isaac is on iOS for some reason. I don't know. Like I don't see how that would work ever, but it is. So all right. So next we have the Nintendo Direct, which not a lot happened. It was mostly just saying what's coming out again, and we already knew most of this stuff.
In the later half of the year. Some of these games I completely forgot about, like the Mario and Luigi game. I forgot that they were doing Pokemon Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. Right. They spent way too much time on Xenoblade.
Yeah.
They spent some time on some other Switch games like Snipper Clip Plus. I don't know why they showed Morphe's Law again. I feel like that game might just bomb. Rocket League.
Yeah, I mean, it's mostly just... It's like stuff we just know already. Like there was some cool stuff like the Kirby Star Allies. Like the combination of powers looks amazing. Like I miss that feature so much from 64.
Yeah,
like, and it just looks really fun.
It's a pretty cool feature.
Octopath Traveler. They have like a demo that came out, which was good. I'll talk about it. I have some problems with it, but I'll talk about it. And yeah, that's about it. Like that's
they advertise it with Super Mario Odyssey.
Mario Party.
Oh yeah, I guess we could talk about Mario Party Top 100. So, look, this was during the 3DS section, which kind of confused me because it is a 3DS Mario Party game. Keep in mind, this is the 3rd Mario Party game on the 3DS.
Is it?
Yes, it is the 3rd one. The first one that they had was like Mario Party Island Tour, and then the second one was like slipped under the rug, like no one really knew about it. And now we have this one, which is a remake of certain mini games from all of the past Mario Party games, which is coming to the 3DS, which has me really confused because this would be a great Switch game, despite it most likely being in the format of like Mario Party 9 and 10. I honestly wouldn't mind that because we're going to be playing old mini games from the past games, and that's just like nostalgia and like just very cool on like discovering what's the next game we're going to play, you know? But the fact that it's coming to the 3DS, I think it's going to hurt the game a lot.
Yeah, I mean, this would be perfect for the Switch, dude. Like, I don't know why it's on the 3DS. Like, it would be so good for the Switch, and maybe they could have made it so they had like a board from every Mario Party game. That would have been cool if it was on the Switch. Like, that would be like the perfect Mario Party game. But instead we have this, which I mean, it's fine. I just feel like it's sort of a waste of potential. Like, I feel like it could have been way more if it was not on the 3DS.
Yeah, I guess that they were just too far into development to, I guess, turn it around and try to put it onto the Switch. But I feel like with a game like this, with this much potential, I feel like going back and trying to do it for the Switch is worth it. But I don't know. Maybe they already have a Mario Party for the Switch already that they're developing.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It just left me disappointed. Oh yeah, there's a MOBA coming to the Switch, right?
Oh yeah, it was like a Arena of Valor Nintendo Switch MOBA. Yeah. That's just so strange. I know that Xbox and PlayStation have other MOBAs on there, like the Epic Games one I think is supposed to be on there, and then they also have Smite and some other MOBAs on there. But I don't know, seeing a MOBA on the Switch is very strange and interesting.
Yeah, I mean, it looked like League.
Yeah, it definitely looked like a ripoff of League within certain aspects.
Yeah, like it looked like League and Dota had like a baby they didn't want. Like it didn't look that good. Doom and Wolfenstein was really cool.
Yeah, I think that was like the only surprising thing from this direct, because they were focusing on games that were coming out later this year. Trying to drop surprises on us, I think, would be kind of hard to do. And Doom and Wolfenstein were definitely the most surprising thing, because like I already did a video on this where I talked about what I want from a direct and what I think a lot of other people want from a direct, which is pretty much them just announcing new games that are very exciting for us fans. But they just treated this direct as a way to remind us that these games are coming out later this year. So and I honestly don't think that they should be using this direct format like that. You know, because like when the SNES Classic was announced, they just posted it on Twitter. Imagine if they did that during a direct. That would have been like freaking cool, you know?
Yeah, I didn't really expect this direct to be that great anyway. Like, I know it was long and some people were getting their hopes up, but I felt like I think it's like too late in the year to really announce anything that crazy. Yeah,
it's like too late into the year, and like anytime when a direct is announced, everyone just overhypes it, and it's just funny just watching everyone overhype it and then just get disappointed, go on Twitter with their, you know, keyboards and like be keyboard warrior and complain or whatever. But I'm literally at the point whenever a direct is announced, no matter if it's tied to E3 or it's tied to a game like the Splatoon and ARMS direct, I'm just like, I'm gonna watch it and hopefully I won't be disappointed, you know? So
yeah, I mean, again, I didn't really expect anything that big.
Yeah,
but it was still like
yeah, it was like a okay direct. Despite us not expecting much, it was still okay, just because of the amount of time that they spent on Xenoblade Chronicles 2, which I think hurt it a lot.
Yeah, and I love Xenoblade Chronicles, but damn, dude, the more
they spent
like
8 minutes. They spent like 8 minutes on the damn game.
The more they show of that game, the more I'm like, stop, give me like hate it.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Alright, moving on from the direct, we're going to get into PUBG, because it is in this podcast again, because it now has the most users on Steam.
Yeah, I think it reached like a million or something. Like
yeah, 1 million that's concurrent
that's
last
stupid.
Week or whatever.
That's actually dumb. Like, that is way too many people.
It peaked at 1.3 million now, concurrent
Jesus,
players, which top Dota 2. And like, this game's not even free. Like, Dota 2 is free. So like, a lot of people bought this game and, you know, play it because it's fun and it's cool, you know? So I mean, you and I still have yet to play it or, you know, even touch it, but we've watched many streams, many videos on this game, and we know what it is. It's pretty much a better H1Z1, and yeah, it's doing well right now. So yeah, it's just insane on how well this game's doing.
It's actually crazy how well this game is doing for a non-free-to-play game. Like, it's blowing me away how big this game got. And it doesn't like it's going to go away anytime soon. And
yeah.
Just because it was the first game to really do the Battle Royale thing really well, so everyone just attached itself to it. And then, like, there you go. Like, there might be one more big competitor, like, because King of the Kill is, like, dying compared to this now.
H1Z1. It still has players, but, you know, it's not as much as PUBG now, obviously.
Yeah, because PUBG is, like, there's not too many games like it that are, like, good. So, like, that's why it's doing so well. And you know, it's a good game, too, I've heard. And it's just really fun. So, but it's just crazy how many people are playing it, man. Like, it's just, it blows me away. For a non-free-to-play game, it's like so many people are playing it. It's crazy, man. Like 1 million concurrent players. That's crazy.
And imagine when it comes out on Xbox next year.
Yeah, I know. There's gonna be even more people. Like, Jesus, man. It's insane. Like, because console people have been wanting to play this for a while too.
Yeah, I believe it's going to be an Xbox exclusive for probably the entirety of 2018, and then something's going to happen at E3, which is going to come to PlayStation most likely. But
yeah,
who knows?
I know some people don't want to admit it, but you know that is a pretty big console seller because I know a lot of console people want to play PUBG.
That's definitely a console pusher, I would say, definitely.
Yeah, it's crazy. All right, so Super Mario 64 Online got shut down. Didn't see that one coming. So yeah, this was announced like a week ago or something. Like, so
yeah, dude, like, I'm pretty sure you and I both saw videos on this.
Yes, but the scummy thing this guy tried to do though is have a Patreon. I'm like, what are you doing? Like that just makes your case look worse. Like, don't have a Patreon. Like, you could like make this mod, right? But don't try to make a living off making it because that's someone else's IP, and then you're just asking to get like destroyed by Nintendo at that point. Like,
yeah.
Like you know, like it sucks, but it's also like that's kind of your fault for even having the Patreon in the first place. So
I get that, you know, he needs funding, he needs money to go and sort of like do this thing, but at the same time you're making a fan project, and if you're using other people's properties, especially Nintendo's, you're gonna get destroyed. So yeah, I definitely saw this one coming. I saw the video where it was like Mario 64, you know, video online, and I was like, oh, look, this looks pretty cool, you know, playing with your friends online within Mario 64 with the Mario 64 mechanics as playing as different characters. It looked pretty cool, but at the same time, you're using Nintendo's property and you're not done with it also, so you're probably going to get DMCA'd pretty quickly.
Yeah, like that's why you should always keep this under wraps until it's finally done. Just spread it online, and then there you go. It's out there. Like, Nintendo can't take all of it down. But instead, you have to be an idiot and make like a big show about it. Like, at this point, you should just know, like, that it's probably gonna be taken down.
Yeah.
But you know, whatever.
It happens. So, especially with Nintendo properties.
Yeah.
All right. Toys R Us files bankruptcy. I don't normally put this on here, but I have a connection to Toys R Us personally. And when I was younger, I would always draw pictures of me and my dad going to Toys R Us. I'm not going to lie. Nice. When I was in like kindergarten. So now that they're filing for bankruptcy, I mean, I kind of saw this one coming. As a person who shops at Toys R Us a lot, especially last year, I definitely saw this one coming because they would have certain products be a little bit higher than their competitors. So like Legos, Legos are big, especially at Toys R Us, because, you know, when people think of toys, they go to Toys R Us. Legos there are like $10 more on certain like sets, which is a lot. So and even not just Legos, on like certain other things like World of Nintendo figures for a while were a little bit higher there as well. I know Amiibos are a little bit higher there as well in terms of like pricing and stuff. So like the fact that they have certain things at the store that are just priced higher than others, even like Funko Pops. Funko Pops are normally priced at $8.99. At Toys R Us, they're $9.99, which is $1 more. But when you buy 10 Funko Pops at Toys R Us, you could potentially be buying 11 at like Walmart or Target. So like they kind of just shot themselves in the foot, I feel, you know, because like they're trying to stay within competition within other retailers, but they just, you know, blew themselves up. And also on top of that, some people or like some other articles have come out where it's like kids are no longer interested in toys and they just want tablets.
That's what I was about to say.
Yeah. So I'll just let you talk now because I talked for a while.
Yeah, no, I was just about to say, yeah, like kids when I see kids nowadays, they're mostly just playing on tablets and playing games on there. Like the only thing a kid really needs nowadays is like an iPad and like some games and like YouTube, I guess, and then they're good. Like they don't really,
you know,
yeah, Minecraft or something. Yeah, they don't really use toys anymore. They mostly just play games or like watch stuff on the iPad, which is like one device. So like instead of buying like a bunch of toys over the course of like 5 years of that kid's life or whatever, or more than that, you could just buy like a $300 iPad and then they'll be good for like ever. So I mean, I don't know, like it's kind of sad to see Toys R Us just go away basically. Like they're gonna die soon because that, like,
yeah, most likely.
I remember that happening to KB Toys and I was pretty depressed.
Yeah, man, KB Toys, man.
Yeah, that place got obliterated, and then like now the same thing's happening to Toys R Us. And like, I mean, also with the whole competitors thing, yeah, because Toys R Us only really sells like toys and maybe like they have some games and stuff. But stuff like Walmart and like Target, they have like a bunch of other stuff, so they're okay with that. While also selling toys on the side.
I believe Amazon takes up a lot of.
And of course, Amazon. Amazon just kills every retailer. So yeah, Toys R Us is just like it's too niche now. Like no one really cares about it anymore. So they're just going down under. So
unless you're getting like exclusives or whatever, but I feel like with the holiday coming up, Toys R Us might try to dig themselves out. I highly doubt it, but you know, they filed for bankruptcy. They have to pay off $5 billion in debt, which is insane. So we'll see where Toys R Us goes from here. It's gonna be sad seeing a, you know, store go like this, especially as big as Toys R Us.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like they were huge and now they're just down. Like rest in peace, man. I mean, GameStop too is like going down too.
Yeah, so. GameStop's trying to stay afloat with places like
Amazon just destroying everyone.
Yeah, Amazon,
retailers.
But also GameStop's competitor, Best Buy. Best Buy is also taking a huge portion of games now, I feel. Because, like, you know, Gamers Unlocked, you know, it's so good because 20% off all new games. It's not just games, you know, within the 2-week period when they're released like Amazon does. Honestly, I don't even think Amazon does that anymore. It's literally before the game comes out, you could get that 20% discount. Once it's out, you don't get that anymore, I don't think.
Yeah,
so Amazon's definitely taking certain things away from their Prime thing with their games from when they first started to, I guess, save some money. So I'm definitely probably going to see a lot more people going to Best Buy Gamers Online because it's $30 for 2 years and you save 20% off on all new games. Like, that's insane. So.
Yeah, that's pretty sick. Yeah, it might be. Alright, so Sonic Forces episode Shadow. So yeah, you can play as Shadow. That's pretty sick, right? That's pretty cool.
It's pretty
Shadow.
edgy.
Yeah, I mean I don't know. It's so edgy, my favorite. No, but I'm not too sure how many levels Shadow's gonna get.
It's 3 levels, I believe, and it's all free DLC. So.
Oh, okay, that's cool. Yeah, I mean Sonic Forces, I'm still not. I don't know what.
I'm not like excited for it, but you know. It's
it's cool.
I'm looking forward to it. That's all I'm saying. I'm not like hyped about it. That's better wording.
I'm looking forward to see how it does because I really don't know if this game is gonna be good.
Yeah, because it's been a long time since Sonic Team's done a Sonic game.
Yes, and you know this game with the whole customizable character thing. I'm like, all right, let's just see how this goes. This could be horrible or it could be like amazing. I'm not too sure.
It could be like Generations or not Generations, Sonic Unleashed again, where it's like playing as modern Sonic and classic Sonic is fun, but when I have to play as my own custom character, this sucks. So like that could definitely be a possibility. I hope that's not the case. So. We're just gonna have to wait and see. But you know, episode Shadow, this was like a nice surprise. I think this got leaked before it was officially announced, and then they noticed the leak and it's like, well, I guess we're gonna release this trailer now. So
yeah, I mean it's cool, free DLC. No, that's what.
Yeah, free DLC is always cool. But you know, I don't know why it's not in the game anyways. But moving on, Sonic Adventure 3 may never happen because I believe during a interview with one of the head people at Sonic Team, they want to move forward, and they know that a lot of people want Adventure 3, but they just want to move on, you know, not stay within the past, not make a sequel to a game that's really old, you know. So yeah, I mean, I'm not bummed out about this at all, despite me being like a kind of big Sonic fan. You know, that fandom has slowly declined, but you know, it's like I didn't expect Adventure 3 to come out anyways, so this news just pretty much cuts that off for everyone who was, you know, still hyping up Adventure 3 or whatever.
I just think there was this more they could have done with that formula, but they never went anywhere with it after. Like, basically Sonic 06 was Adventure 3, even though people don't want to admit it. Yeah, so like after that, like clearly that didn't work, so now we're gonna do the whole.
But it wasn't even
thing.
just that. It was like a bunch of other things.
Yeah, it was
with
a
that
bunch
game,
of other
so.
stuff. Yeah, so you know, I guess it just abandoned the idea of ever making like an adventure style game again, which is sad. But you know, I guess we just got to move forward and like you know, I guess continue with the
someone's gonna make a Adventure 3 project within the next 5 years.
So we're gonna get like a Sonic like Adventure Mania or whatever. I don't know. I hope so. Like I still want
That'd
Adventure
be cool.
3. At least give me like a Chow Garden or something. Like I like Chow Garden. Give me Chow Garden. I'll pay for that. All right. So Tomb Raider has a movie, and it looks very generic.
Yeah,
it's just like
doesn't
Indiana
look.
Jones.
It just looks like another adventure movie. I have no expectations for this whatsoever. It could be really good or okay, and it could also be really bad or meh. So
I think it's just gonna be meh. Like I think everyone's gonna forget about this movie in like 2 seconds after it comes out. It just looks very forgettable.
I feel like trying to adapt games into movies that should stop, because games take longer than 1, 2, even 3 hours sometimes for a movie. You know, trying to finish a game takes longer than that, and most of these games to movie sort of ordeals have been about games that are longer than that runtime. So
I don't even think it's that. I think games just have very basic plots. It's just that you pay attention to the gameplay and stuff, and like all the other little stuff that you're doing throughout the adventure. Yeah. Like most game plots are very simple, so when you try to make that into a movie, it just kind of just like whatever. Like it doesn't work that well.
Yeah, because like Tomb Raider's plot, I've never been I played the new Tomb Raider reboot, which is what this movie's based off. The story never really interested me. It was mainly about, you know, me running around as Lara Croft, you know, killing these people with my bow and arrow and stuff. That was the fun part. Trying to watch that within a movie, I think, it's probably going to be boring.
Yeah, like you'd rather just be doing that stuff than watching it, you know?
Yeah.
Like you're not doing the fun part. You're just watching cutscenes. Which
yeah,
I mean, like,
much.
and I'm not saying, you know, I love like story-based games, but like, you know, just I don't know.
But the reason why story-based games do so well is because there's also that gameplay aspect.
Yeah, like I'd rather do the action, not watch the action. Like if you're like Lara Croft is like punching people or something, like I'd rather be doing that than watching it.
There's a reason why people complain about QuickTime events and stuff like that.
Yeah, like I'd rather be doing that than just pressing a button. But yeah, there you go. I mean, I guess it's coming out next year, but don't have your hopes up.
All right, so the last piece of news is that Marvel released another trailer for the Netflix series The Punisher. I personally just recently finished all of the Netflix series, and I'm very excited for The Punisher because he's a character that was loved within Season 2 of Daredevil, which I can see why, and I just want to go and see the show because I am very excited to go and see John Berthel as The Punisher once again.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't watch any of the Netflix series yet, which is something I really need to do. But this does look really nice, like, well, nice, you know. I don't mean it like that. But it looks really good, like, you know, a lot of action, really bloody. It looks like it's going to be very dark, and that seems to be what the Netflix Marvel stuff is good at, so. I don't know, it looks really good. I really need to watch Daredevil. Daredevil is the one I want to watch a lot.
Yes.
But, and
Daredevil
then this one
is really good.
But yeah, it looks really good. Nice action-packed stuff. Just looks good.
Alright, so now let's get into games we've been playing recently. Also, I'm going to talk about, obviously, the Netflix stuff, too. So, I guess I'll start with you. What have you been playing recently, Damian?
Alright, I'm going to start with Octopath Traveler, since I played the demo.
Alright, so how was that? I didn't get a chance to try it out.
Alright, so there's 2 characters you could pick. You could pick, like, the warrior guy and the dancer lady. So, I play as the warrior guy first, and each campaign was about, like, an hour. So, for the warrior guy, his story is very generic. It's just like, oh, your friend betrayed you, blah, 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 and now you're pretending you're dead, but you're not dead, and whatever. I'm like, alright, I don't really care. So the story was pretty weak on that character. And it was mostly combat, like, it's mostly just teaching you how to play, like, do the combat and stuff. And it's very old school Final Fantasy combat, whereas it's very just turn-based. And it works, like, it's good. I like it a lot. It fuses some things from Bravely Default, which is what the team worked on before. Where if you don't take an action, you like get like a little boost point, and if you store up enough of those, you can just expend all of them on one turn and like attack 5 times a turn. So it basically works like how Default worked in Bravely Default, or Brave, I mean, in Bravely Default. But besides that, it's not too much. Like, it's very much just attack, do a skill, and then that's it. There's also like each enemy has like its own little weakness. So like if you attack with a sword, you can like stun it and stuff. So yeah, that's about it. It's not the deepest combat in the world. I think Bravely Default had a deeper combat system, but it works. Like, it's fine. The music's really good. Like, the music's like real good. Like, I like it a lot, and the visual style is also really good. I think the only problem I have with the visual style is it could use less bloom, since it's like always blooming in my face all the time, and it could use a little more saturation. Like, it's a little dulled out for some reason. I don't know why, but a little more saturation and less bloom, and it'll look amazing. Like, I love how that game looks. It's just so good. The game has voice acting, and it's okay. Like, it's kind of cheesy. Like, it's not the best voice acting, but it's okay. It works. Yeah, but that was about it. He was for his story. You mostly just go through like a dungeon. You fight a boss, which the boss is actually like really hard. I don't know why they made it so hard. I'm like, I had to like grind a little bit to like kill it. I'm like, Jesus Christ, it's being my ass. Yeah, so I fought him and then like defeated him, and that's it. It was over. So I was just like, okay, that was fine. Like, it wasn't blowing my mind off. Like, I like the combat. It's good, but it's a little slow, and that could be because you only have one party member, and that's you. So it's probably the game's gonna get more complex once you have more like party members, obviously.
Yeah.
Since the beginning of an RPG is always like pretty like just attack and doing abilities.
It's pretty slow.
Yeah. So like, I'm not like, I can see the potential in the combat system, so I'm not that like upset about it. Yeah. But the other character, the dancer character, had a pretty dark story. Like, it was like dark. Like, it's about like prostitutes and stuff. I'm like, what the hell? Like, this is Nintendo? Like, Jesus Christ. I'm like, it got pretty dark. Like, I suggest, it was mostly like a talk and walk sort of thing. Like, there's like, you do one dungeon and that's it, and you fight, like, you don't really fight that many people. Like, it's mostly just for the story for that character. And the story is kind of heavy-handed. Like, it's kind of just like, all right, like, I get it, but still, like, it's good. I like it. Like, I don't want to like give you the whole plot summary, but it's good. I think that it does show that the writing does have potential, and it's not just going to be some generic stuff like the warrior guy. So that's good, because the writing in Bravely Default was kind of generic too. So I'm glad that the team showed they could, they could actually do something more than just like, hey, we're warriors, like blah blah blah. So it was pretty good. I like the story in that. I suggest you play that because it's really good. And again, you fight a boss, and it's like really hard to start too, and I had to grind some more. So hopefully that's not an issue in the game itself, just grinding a lot, because I don't really like that.
Yeah.
But my overall thoughts of it was, it's really good. They are open to feedback, because once I finished playing the game, they gave me an email. I was like, hey, give me some feedback or whatever, Square. I'm like, all right. So just, I guess they can't really change the story, obviously, but if they can make the warrior more interesting, that'd be cool. But besides that, it's fine. It's mostly just like for visual style, less bloom and less like more saturation, because it'll look better, and like, I guess, like, fix the grinding issue, because that's kind of annoying, or make the first bosses like less hard, because I feel like they hit you mad hard and you don't really have a lot to do. Like, you still only have you as a party member, so like, and you have to fight like 3 people plus a boss. I mean, that's not really fair. So hopefully they balance that out a bit. But besides that, it's pretty good. I like it. I want to like it more, but I don't know. I guess we have to see until it comes out.
All right. Is there anything else?
Yes. I also played XCOM 2, the expansion, because that came out like a month ago, and I've been meaning to buy that, so I bought it. XCOM 2 was a game I didn't really like. Like, I was disappointed about it, because the first XCOM that came out in like 2013 was extremely good. It was like really good. I liked it a lot. I have like 50 hours in it. It's a really good game. But I feel like XCOM 2, which came out last year, just sort of like dropped the ball a bit. Like, it just, instead of being more tactical, it just felt like I was rushing, because the game had like a turn timer in every mission, and like, I feel like you have to rush your actions, which isn't, and XCOM isn't a game where you can really just rush your actions. You have to like,
it's a strategy game, right?
Yeah, so. You have to think where you're going, where you're putting your units, so you don't die. Like, I felt like I was just dying because I was getting rushed by the game, and I hated that. And the game had an overall doomsday clock that like ticked over your head every like time you get out of a mission. So I'm like, I just didn't like it, so I just stopped playing it, and I was really disappointed because I bought that game for like $60. I'm like, ugh. But with the expansion pack, I heard it fixed a lot of those issues, and I bought it. I'm like, yeah, it basically fixed like everything I had wrong with the game. you could like double the mission timers and the like overall doomsday clock, so it made the game a lot more tactical and fun for me. The game also added like these like mini bosses that show up every few missions that are like really well done. Like XCOM didn't really have boss fights. Like they had like one final boss in the first game, and it was just like okay. But I feel like these bosses really like make the game great. Like they could just show up in any random mission and just like wreck you. But like they all have their like strengths and weaknesses, so it's like it's good. Like the way they balance it is pretty well. Like you can still wreck them in like a turn, but they're supposed to wreck you in a turn. So it's like it's pretty balanced out. Like you don't. I never felt like it was unfair, which was the thing XCOM has a problem with, is just being unfair. So I'm glad they were able to balance like a boss unit. So that was cool. They also added a bunch of other like little stuff that made the game better, like little quality of life stuff. So I appreciated that, and I got hooked on it again, like I did with the original game. I put like 13 hours straight. Like I bought it like 2 days ago, and it's like I've been playing it nonstop. It's really good. They just improved it. It's amazing. I love it now, which is good because I was very disappointed in the initial release of that game, but now it's great. So that's good. It's $40 though, so that's a little much for an expansion, but it's fine.
Yeah.
And I also bought the Guild Wars 2 expansion, which came out today, and I was only played like an hour of it, so I can't really tell you much about it until I play more of it. So yeah, there you go.
Alright, is that it?
Yeah, I mean, I played Overwatch and lost a lot, but that's about it.
Oh, okay. Well, speaking of losing, I lost a lot in League.
Yeah,
I went from D3 to D5. That's fun.
I went from plat to gold, so
it happens, even to some of the best of players. They get on these losing streaks and they start questioning, am I the problem? Am I playing bad, or am I just unlucky with my teammates? So with a team-based game like League, it could at times feel like you're part of the problem, but at the same time, it could be your teammates and you don't even know it. So yeah, I had some trouble with that. I played a little bit more yesterday. I won like a couple games, like 3 games, I believe, and then I lost like 2 more after that, which felt really bad. But I guess I'll talk about Metroid Samus Returns. I played a little bit of it. I played like 1 hour of it. Okay. But as a person who's never played a Metroid game, I'm liking it. It's pretty fun. Unfortunately, I don't know where my 3DS charger is, so I don't think I could play it any much longer. But yeah, it's a fun game. I really do like it. There is that explorative aspect. They don't outright tell you certain things. So like there's a button, I think it's the A button. If you press it, Samus does like the shockwave, and she'll show you where it'll like scan the area, and you'll see certain things that are breakable. So like when you're like stuck in a room and you're like, I don't know where to go, you just press that button, and then you're able to go and see the breakable objects within that room, which is pretty good for someone like me who's like stupid and doesn't know where the hell they're going. So it's fun. I really do like it so far. Like I said, only 1 hour in. Can't play more because don't know where my 3DS charger is. Might need to buy another one. But other than that, I've been watching a lot of Netflix stuff. So I don't know if I mentioned this last time, but I'm going to talk about Luke Cage for a bit. No spoilers, obviously, but Luke Cage is good. I don't think it's as good as a lot of people are saying it is. The first half is really good. I really did like it. And then the second half, it kind of peaks, and then it kind of drops down for me. I honestly didn't like the second half, but I watched it anyways because, you're already invested like 5-6 episodes in. You got to watch the rest. So I watched the rest. I wasn't really feeling it with the later half of Luke Cage. I did like the ending though. It does set up for Defenders, and before I talk about that, I want to go and talk about Iron Fist, because this is the Netflix show that a lot of people really did not like. Just from like critics and stuff like that, I was like, maybe Iron Fist is not as bad, which it wasn't. The first episode really did hook me in. I really did like where it was going. It's not like how Iron Fist should be, because there's a lot of within the show that goes into the aspects of like business, because Danny Rand, he owns this company, but he's been away for like 15 years or something like that. So when he comes back, people think he's crazy. They think it's not Danny Rand because he's supposed to be dead or whatever. So when he comes back, he has to go and deal with this part first, try to go and regain his company. And he does that, and then it gets into the interesting stuff. And the action within the show is a point of contention that a lot of people don't like, which I can definitely understand, because it's not like a smooth pan like in Daredevil season 1, the second episode, there's this one fight scene that's fantastic. It's all one shot. It never cuts. It never does anything like that. Yeah. But within Iron Fist, there's a lot of cutting. There's a lot of stuff like that, and I could see why people don't like the action. But you know, I could definitely understand that, like I said. But you know, all of the other aspects that a lot of people hated, the aspects of the business set, I really enjoyed that. Some of the side characters, I really enjoyed them, and the overarching plot, I think, was fine and good. So maybe I'm just within the minority of that. But then the Defenders, it's actually only 8 episodes compared to the 13 that Netflix Marvel series have, which is fine. I felt like if it was longer, it probably would have dragged out a little bit more. But I really did like Defenders. The way that each character meets each other was very exciting to me, and I got really hyped whenever, you know, certain characters met each other within certain ways. You know, they all just don't meet up at the same time. You know, the show starts out with you seeing them doing their own different things and where they've been for the certain time. I won't spoil much other than that, but I really liked it. Some people really did not like it because it was like bland, boring, or whatever, but I liked it. It's whatever. And then one other show that I really got into was The Flash. And The Flash...
No. Christian watches that, and I don't know if it's like good or not. I know Arrow's bad, right? Isn't Arrow bad?
Yeah, Arrow is... from what I've heard, it's not as good. Because Arrow, I think it starts off strong, and then it sort of plummets somewhere. I think the writers just like don't do a good job about it or something like that. I don't know. But I started to watch The Flash because after I got demoted to D5, I was like, well, I'm not playing League anymore. I guess I'm going to watch The Flash. And The Flash is really good. Season 1, it was a good setup for Barry Allen, a.k.a. The Flash. And Season 2, it has similarities within the plot, I'll say, but it's still a really good season, especially the ending. The ending was so good for Season 2. Not to say Season 1's ending was bad by any means, but... I really did like The Flash. It's 26 episodes per season, which I've already got through both seasons. I'm now on season 3, which is insane to me. 26 episodes, they're like 50 minutes each. It's like, oh my god. But I feel like if they made it shorter, like the 13 episodes that like the Marvel Netflix series have, it probably would have been rushed and, you know, done too fast. So ironically with The Flash. But anyways, 26 episodes I think is fine. It does start off a little bit slow, I'll say, because what's it called? It's sort of like every single episode, it's like there's a new metahuman, which is sort of like the bad guys, and then Barry goes out, he fights them, he loses, he goes back, and then they learn the weakness. Yeah, pretty much. And that's how it starts off with both seasons, I feel, and like certain parts within the season as well. But eventually they do get to like the overarching villain, and they do deal with that stuff, and that's the part that's really exciting to me, and I really do like where The Flash is going right now. Obviously season 4 is going to start soon, I believe, so hopefully I could go and get through season 3, then I could start watching season 4 when it airs. So yeah, I have a new superhero show right now until The Punisher comes out. So but yeah, other than that, I don't think I've been doing much else. I recently bought Wonder Woman on Blu-ray, so I will definitely talk about that next podcast. But is there anything else you would like to add, Damian?
No, I think I'm good.
Okay, so that is the end of the Two Players Podcast, episode 43. Thank you guys for listening once again, and we will see you guys 2 weeks from now with the next episode.
Bye.